It's midweek trading at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Let's cross over now to the exchange for some developments in the market. Temple Oshaju has more to tell us. Hello, Temple. So how is the market reacting to Teleology Holdings withdrawal from Nine Mobile?
Very badly, Chimize, because we've seen losses across the major counters of those companies. That's Nine Mobile, that's the particular company that Teleology Holdings looks to invest some $50 million in. And right now, we're talking about the likes of Access Bank, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, UBA, as the key, as well as Guarantee Trust Bank. I beg your pardon. Those are the four key tier one banks that we know have interest in this particular deal between Nine Mobile, which they are actually indebted to the tune of some 1.2 billion. You know how that deal was earlier. So if you look at the counters, they're really negative at this point in time. Some volume across these counters have been traded off, sold off. We're seeing sell pressure on their counters. For example, Guarantee Trust Bank is around 31 naira, moving lower from the 32 naira that it had closed at yesterday, and this has translated to some 159 basis points losses in the banking names in the market as we speak. So the consumer goods segment is also down, as well as the oil and gas segment, which is also marginally down. But if you look at the representation of these key banks in the assets of Nine Mobile, you know that you can easily tell that the reaction of investors is basically on the exit of Teleology Holdings less than 2 weeks or thereabouts, that it's actually joined Nine Mobile, making known its interest to this particular company. We know that what has been reported in the media is that some of the terms of agreement have not been met between the management of Nine Mobile and, of course, Teleology. They were supposed to have brought in some experts from the, some foreign nationals, expatriates, to come in and see how they can improve the services of that company, and all of that haven't been met. And we understand that the management of Teleology Holdings is not really comfortable with all of that. So we're seeing the pull out of that, and that sends a very, very negative signal to investors in the market. Chimizi.
Now, Circles PLC's IPO ends today. What's the reaction of traders, and is there any information on the date the company will be listed?
Well, we don't have that information yet. Quite a number of post-offer activities are going to be taking place going forward. We know that the subscription is supposed to end at the end of business, at the close of business today, which is for a lot of companies will be 5 p.m. However, we understand that there are so many receiving agents that are also expected to make their funds remitted to the company, of course, to the bank account of Circle. And so until that is done, before we can now rate the successful subscription, to rate the success rather of the offer, and then afterwards we'll then see the application for to the Securities and Exchange Commission, of course, for allotment. And so when that then happens, we'll then see the next step, whereby this company will then approach the Nigerian Stock Exchange, probably to also stage a kind of facts behind the listing, and then we'll now see the listing proper on the trading floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We just know that some 406 million units of the shares are on offer to the public at 4 naira 65 kobo, and so investors are waiting, traders got their ears on ground, waiting to get the details of this particular offer going forward. Shumeze.
So can we rightly say that the negative sentiment we're seeing today so far in the market is as a result of Teleology's withdrawal from Nine Mobile, driving that negative sentiment on the banking stocks?
So I think it will be a combination of that with the other issues on ground. Before now, we've been seeing a whole lot of sell-off in the market. Sell pressure has been hitting all the sectors. If you look at the major segments of the market as it closed yesterday, it was only the industrial goods segment of the market that did some positive movements, and that was just as a result of the slight positive sentiment on CCNN and WAPCO. And you know that these two companies have some key activities surrounding their performance in the market. That's why we are actually seeing the level of sentiment we saw yesterday. As we speak, that particular sector is just flat, in spite of the trades that we've seen across the major stocks on that segment of the market, talking about the likes of Dangote, the CCNN in reference, and of course WAPCO. So it's a combination of the fact that the general election is here. Foreign investors have already exited the market due to that as well. We are also seeing the kind of lackluster trading that is also going on in the emerging markets and of course in other international advanced markets. So it's a combination of all of these. If you know, before now, if you have a negative news like this about some companies that are directly related to a particular sector, like the banking sector in the market, what as a trader or as a fund manager you will want to quickly do is to rebalance your portfolio by diversifying, moving away from that sector and keying into other sector. It's actually not happening right now. Instead, we're seeing a lot of traders reducing their holdings in most of these firms. When they reduce, then they now look for a way to buy just a bit on some of the lower cap stocks in the market. But, you know, this kind of trend would have been more in the system if we didn't really have uncertainties, you know, surrounding elections, if we didn't really have the capital flight that are taking place lately. If say we just had something really mild, you know, about sector, then you would have seen an avalanche kind of movement of investors to some other low cap stocks. But right now, that's not the trend. Instead, it is the macro kind of sentiment that we've seen in the macro space is what is actually pushing the sell-off more in the market. And as we speak, the key benchmark index is down some 0.19%. So the Teleology Holdings issue is just one of it, basically. But it is really, really mounting much pressure on the banking sector because, again, the biggest stocks or the quickest peaks in the market most of the time is always the banking names. Chimezie.
Sure. Thank you very much, Temple. Let's continue to keep a tab on that market. Now, the African Development Bank has approved a $14.12 million facility to support Nigeria's membership in the African Trade Insurance Agency. According to the AFDB, Nigeria's membership of the trade group is a critical and mandatory step to enable ATI to commence its operations in Nigeria. The bank explains that once membership formalities in ATI are finalized, Nigeria will benefit from gross political and commercial risk insurance cover on total investments and trade amounting to over 5 billion naira by 2020. And that's it on the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwabu.